is up, my dear friends, and welcome back to another powerful podcast episode here on the Happy Heart Academy podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Joe Stratton, and if you're watching this on YouTube, check it out. I did a little bit of artwork here on OBS, which is kind of interesting, right? I got a black background and some Happy Heart Academy logos. This is a green screen, and I am not tech savvy whatsoever, so this is kind of cool in my eyes to be able to see this live, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to keep testing new things throughout if you're watching this on YouTube, but nonetheless, if you're listening to this on the podcast app, welcome to the podcast. Today's episode is talking to you specifically about the secret to happiness, and ideally what that means to me and how you can create happiness after heartbreak. And the quickest way you can begin to accelerate your happiness after heartbreak. It's actually one of the most groundbreaking things that I learned when I was growing through my heartbreak. That actually helped catapult me toward happiness after my own personal heartbreak. So I'm excited to dive into this with you today and spend some quality time helping you heal your heart's hurt so that you can begin to experience more happiness after your heartbreak. And once again, if you guys are looking to achieve happiness after heartbreak and trying to create a better quality of life and relationships in your life, be sure to check out the Happy Heart Academy, where you can find me there teaching on a week-to-week basis, premium, live, or even uploaded content that's about an hour long plus, teaching you and guiding you back to creating happiness after your heartbreak, where we talk about how to improve your self-image, how to stop obsessively thinking about your ex, and how to begin to let go, move on, so that you can begin to rebuild, repair, and recover yourself after heartbreak. If that is something that you're interested in, be sure to go to community.happyheartacademy.com, where you will be able to find more helpful resources, guides, and material over at the Academy side of the community, where you begin to actually work toward recovering yourself after heartbreak. And once again, that's found at community.happyheartacademy.com. So today we are diving into this idea about the secret, the big secret to happiness. And I hope you're kind of excited about that, because this is something that I challenged with right after my heartbreak. I completely lost myself. I lost my happiness. I lost my passion, my purpose, my drive, my motivation. There was many months on end, even well over a year, where I just completely felt defeated. And I felt like I couldn't move on and let go and actually process the emotional battle and pain that was keeping me stuck in this miserable state, where ultimately it ended in me feeling like I wasn't worthy enough. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't capable enough to actually be able to let go, move on. And if I wasn't capable of moving on and letting go, there's no hope for me. There's no future for me. And that's where I found myself in a depressed state of mind, where I was contemplating suicide, contemplating bad thoughts. Now, fortunately, I never acted upon the thoughts, but nonetheless, they were scary times, because even the contemplation of taking your own life is a very serious ordeal and very scary, and something that I wish nobody would have to face. But that's part of the reason why I created the Happy Heart Academy, because I am going to help you go from depressed to a breakthrough, from breakdown to breakthrough, from heartbreak back to happiness. And then, like I said, today's episode, we are talking about the secret to happiness. And ideally, I have learned that the secret to happiness can be summed up in one word, which should excite you, because ideally, it's just one word. And that word is progress. That's right. Progress equals happiness. Always remember that. You'll begin to feel happier in your life and in your relationships the moment you begin to focus on improving yourself. This is the main thing that that helped catapult me forward and helped me to feel better after my broken heart. Excuse me. When I actually focused on improving myself, making space for myself, and focusing on the word progress, because progress will help you to feel like you're growing. And if you feel like you're growing, you don't feel like you're staying stuck or where you're at. And when you're feeling unstuck, you feel more free. And when you feel more free, you feel more capable. When you feel more capable, you'll begin to reclaim your personal power by stepping into your heart, by stepping into your confident self, by stepping into your courageous self, to be able to move on, move forward, and let go. That should be exciting, because progress is the key to happiness. This is what progress looked like to me. Now, ideally, if you have checked out and are part of the Healing Weekly emails, this is kind of where this conversation comes from. But for those of you who missed out on that email, or are not a part of the email, well, then this is for you. So this is what progress looked like to me. When I was going through my heartbreak, one of the things that helped me the most was more importantly helped me move forward and live a happier quality of life was progress. To me, progress was about investing my time, my energy, my effort, and my money into myself. It was about taking care of my internal empires. My internal empires, it's something that I talk about a lot over at the Happy Heart Academy premium section, which is just basically this. Your internal empires are what makes you you. It's your mindset, it's your health set, it's your soul set, it is your heart set. So, once again, your heart set, mindset, health set, soul set. These things I began to take care of myself and began to raise the bar, began to progress and begin to improve my mindset, heart set, health set, and soul set, excuse me. And when I did this, and I began to improve my internal empires, I began to improve my life. I began to focus on progress. I began to focus on growth. And when I was growing, I didn't feel like I was dying or decaying. Like I felt like I had movement in my life, and more importantly, internally. So when that movement internally began to take place by taking care of my 4 internal empires, I began to see, feel, and act completely different in my life and in my relationships. The world started to feel better, to look better, to be better for me. And it can be for you as well, as long as you focus on progress during this time. Here's what you should not be doing during this time if you are feeling a lack of motivation, the willingness to not move on. If you don't feel like you can move on, this is probably the reason why. It's because you don't feel like you have anything to move forward toward. Okay, there's nothing in front of you that is bringing you hope, that's bringing you joy, that's bringing you excitement, that's bringing you enthusiasm, that's bringing you love and joy and life and fulfillment. There's nothing in front of you. Everything that you thought that you wanted in life is now behind you. And you can't change the past because the past has already happened. And the only moment that you have right now is this present moment. And that's the only place that change can begin to take place. So for you to dwell upon the past and expect there to be change in the future is absolutely preposterous. It just can't happen. It's impossible. It's not capable. You can't really try to change the past because the past has already happened, and you can't focus on a better present because you're stuck in the past. And there's nothing good that happens besides learning the lesson when you're stuck in the past. So, when it came to me focusing on my progress and improving myself and improving my happiness and improving my mental stability, my heart set, my health set, my soul set, there's certain things that I implemented into my life that actually helped me to be able to progress forward and move on. But first, I had to take my eyes off of the rear view mirror and looking in the past and what was behind me. And I needed to start to be forward thinking. I needed to be more optimistic, and I needed to be more open minded toward love and people and myself. And one of the ways that I began to do that is when I started to dive into one of the things that changed my life completely was when I got into personal development and I started reading personal development books. And the first book that I ever read, and from front cover to back cover, was the 15 Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill. And this book ideally helped significantly improve the quality of life that I live and my relationships